Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear grade 5 students, and welcome back to Al-Manha Educational English Program for today. Actually, we'll have two lessons today. Unit 8, we're going to have lessons 5 and 6. Lessons 5 and 6. Unit 8, lessons 5 and 6. So please be ready and get your pupil activity book to follow up with me. Please open your pupils book pages 92 and 93 and activity book pages 86 and 87. The first lesson 5, is going to be a reading one. It's going to be a reading lesson. Let's start. Are you ready? Let's go. Alright, let me ask you before we start. Did you used to love reading when you were younger? Did you used to love reading when you were younger? And if you did, which books did you used to read? Did you used to read stories for kids? Did you used to read stories for kids? Which book or story do you still remember? Which book or story did you still remember? And what's your favorite character in a book that you read? What was your favorite character in a book that you read? Think of all these questions, alright? And then I would like you to listen well, alright? And try to get the drift. Try to understand the general idea. And if you have any difficult words, try to get them from the context. Alright? You don't have to understand every single word, but I want you to understand the main ideas. Alright?
Listen and read. Which book is about an animal that someone wants to catch?
So, now we know the broad lines of the story. It's about an animal, so the main character is an animal, and somebody wants to hunt this animal. As you see the cover of the book, as you see, you can see a horse, black horse, right? Think, or I want you to expect, who is the writer, who is the author of the story, and we already know the theme of the story or the main idea of the story. I want you to follow up the events of the story from the beginning to the end, alright? Listen well, please.
Emily, Black Beauty.
My favorite book is Black Beauty. It was written by Anna Sewell, who was an English author in 1877. It's about a beautiful horse, and it's told by Black Beauty, a horse that can talk. The book is about his adventures throughout his life. Black Beauty used to live on a farm when he was younger. He ran and played with his friend Rob Roy. When he was older, he went to work in London. He pulled carriages, which was a difficult job for him. He preferred to be on the farm. I really like the story because I love horses. It teaches us to be kind to animals. I'd recommend Black Beauty to anyone who enjoys reading about animals.
Alright, so after listening, what is the main character of the story? Yes, the main character is a horse. It's a black horse. And what's weird about the horse, or what's imaginary about the horse? Good job, is that the horse can talk. In our real world, horses do not talk, or they talk a language that humans do not understand. But in stories or cartoons, animals can talk. And that is the thing that she loved about the book, and that's the thing that kids love about stories, that animals can talk. Alright? What is the main idea? What is the main idea or the plot, the events of the story? Is that it's about a beautiful horse, black horse, and this horse will have adventures throughout his life. Black Beauty used to live in a farm when he was younger, and then he ran a blade with his friend Robbie Roy, and when he was older he went to work in London. He pulled carriages, and which was a difficult job for him. He preferred to be on the farm. So these stories are full of imagination, and this imagination attract or grab the kids' attention. Right? Let's move to the second story, which is called Moby Dick. Moby Dick is a very famous story, and before I tell you about that, I want you to listen well. Right? Listen and read.
Listen and read. Which book is about an animal that someone wants to catch?
Listen, please. Which book is about an animal that someone wants to catch? Is it Black Beauty or Moby Dick?
Carl. Moby Dick. Moby Dick is an excellent book written in 1851 by the American author Herman Melville. It's about a sea captain called Ahab who travels the oceans searching for Moby Dick, a whale that destroyed his boat and bit off his leg a long time ago. The captain wants to kill the whale. Captain Ahab sets sail with 30 sailors, including Ishmael, who tells the story on his boat Pequod. They have many adventures on their voyage, and sometimes they catch other whales, but they don't find Moby Dick. Finally, they find the whale, but it is strong and it attacks the Pequod and kills Ahab and most of the sailors. This story is full of adventure, and it is very exciting. It teaches us that it isn't good to seek revenge. I'd recommend Moby Dick to anyone who likes adventures about the sea.
Alright, now after you listen to Moby Dick, so Moby Dick mainly is about what the main character Moby Dick. We have the whale, it's a very strong, big whale, and Captain Ahab wants to kill that whale and chase the whale, but at the end, the whale could kill Captain Ahab, right? And they couldn't catch it. They couldn't catch it. Alright, let's move to the second part. But before moving, did you answer that question? Did you find an answer? Which book is about an animal that someone wants to catch? I guess Moby Dick. Moby Dick, which is the name of the whale, and Captain Ahab wanted to catch or want to hunt it, but he couldn't catch it. And let's try to answer the question together. Read and answer. You would write Black Beauty or Moby Dick. Alright? Which book was set in England? Which book was set in England? Alright, you can check. Let's go back and check here. So, Black Beauty, this one was written by an English author, and this one was set in England. Alright, so let's go back here. So, I guess it's Black Beauty. Good job. Which book was written by an American author? Surely, Moby Dick. The main character wants revenge on an animal. Revenge means to have a bad action against. It's a kind of revenge or avenge. I guess it's Moby Dick. He wants to kill Captain Ahab wants to kill the whale, Moby Dick. The main character didn't use to like his life in London, and that story, this character was the black horse that used to pull cars in London, or carriages in London, but he liked his life on the farms more. So this one is Black Beauty. Alright, so before answering the question, you have to check well the text, the reading text. Let's move to number 5. The story is told by an animal. Which story is told by animal? Yes, the story which is told by an animal is Black Beauty because the horse is talking. People in this book do a lot of traveling. People in this book do a lot of traveling. So, which one do you think? Moby Dick. Moby Dick because they are sailors. The book supports kindness to animals. The book supports kindness to animals. Which one? Black Beauty. Yes, we have to be kind to animals. The book teaches us about something that isn't good to do. The book tells us about something that isn't good to do. Moby Dick. We don't have to kill animals or sea animals or hunt sea or catch sea animals like whales. Alright? Good job. Alright? That was page 92. Let's go to the activity book. Alright? We have a reading passage here. I'll read it quickly for you. Please follow up with me. My favorite book, this guy is talking about himself. My favorite book is Robinson Crusoe, and as you know, Robinson Crusoe is a very famous novel, and which was written by English author by the English author Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe in 1719. The book is about a man called Robinson Crusoe who goes on a long journey by sea. There is a big storm. The boat sinks, and Robinson is shipwrecked on a desert island. So his ship sank and was damaged, and he was left alone on an island after the other sailors died or drowned. Alright, Robinson is shipwrecked on a desert island for 28 years. He makes a life for himself. How could he survive? How could he live on the island by himself? He makes a life for himself on the island by building a house. So he built a house and planting food. He depended on him. He depended on himself. He meets a man who is called Friday. He teaches him English. In the end, he is rescued by a group of sailors, and he and Friday go back to Europe. Actually, this is a big book and long, big novel, but they just give us here a hint about it. All right, and actually, this novel was made into different movies. I really like the story because it's so exciting that you can't put it down. You can't put it down until you finish it. Also, you really get to know the main character because the book is mainly about him. I would recommend this book to anyone who likes exciting stories with interesting characters. All right. I hope you read it again. All right, but we're running out of time here, so please read it again. Well, you have to read it 2 times at least. All right. All right. Let's move to the questions. Number 1, you have to match from 1 to 5 till A to D to E. Right? Daniel Defoe is the author of Robinson Crusoe. Number 2, Robinson Crusoe is the main character in the book who is shipwrecked on an island. Good job. Number 3, Friday is Robinson's friend on the island. Alright? Let me make it clear for you a little bit. Alright? You can see here. So Friday is Robinson's friend on the island. Number 4, Robinson built a house and plants food. Robinson builds a house and plants food. Jalal wrote this book. This is the guy who wrote the review for us. Alright? Let's move to the second activity. Here. Did you get that? Alright. Here we have essay questions. Number 1. When was Robinson Crusoe written? When was the novel written? In 1719. Number 2. How long is Robinson on the island? How long did he stay on the island? How long could he survive on the island? Good job. He stayed on the island for 28 years. Number 3. Who rescues him? Who rescues him in the end? Who saved him in the end? Good job. A group of sailors. A group of sailors. Number 4. What two reasons does Jalal give who wrote the essay? What two reasons does Jalal give for liking this book? What two reasons does Jalal give for liking this book? He had two reasons. Number one, because the book is so exciting. It's so exciting and you can't put it down. It's so exciting. It's exciting and you can't put it down. The second reason, you really get to know the main character well. You really get to know the main character well. And now let me ask you, have you read Robinson Crusoe? If you did, what do you think of it? Did you like it? What did you like about it? And if your answer is no, had the book review made you want to read? After you read the review that Jalal wrote, do you still don't like it, or do you want to read it again? Right? Think of these answers and send me the answers, please. And I forgot number 5. Who would Jalal recommend this book to? Who would Jalal recommend this book to? To anyone who likes exciting stories with an interesting character. To anyone who likes exciting stories with interesting characters. Alright? And the last activity, you're going to write your own book review about a book you've enjoyed reading at school. Look again at the book review in activity 13, the previous activity. What order are the questions answered? Write the questions on the blank below. In the previous review, it was written in a specific order, and before you write a review, you have to plan your writing. What did Jalal write in the first paragraph, and what did he mention in the second paragraph, and what did he mention or write in the third paragraph? On the left side, that's the plan that is the plan that Jalal followed in his review, and on the right side, that would be your plan in which you would write a review of a book that you've read. All right. In the first paragraph, if you go back to the text or the review that Jalal wrote, you would find the order of the questions and answer to this question in the same order. What is the title of the book? What is the title of the book? So, in the first paragraph, he mentioned the title of the book, which is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe. And then he mentioned the author of the book. And the third information he gave us, when was it written? He mentioned the date in which the book was written. And in the second paragraph, he mentioned the main characters. Who are the main characters? One of them was Friday. And then, what is the book about? He told us about what is the book about. And the third question, why do you like the book? Why do you like the book? And the fourth one, who do you recommend it to? Who do you recommend it to? And the third one, what is the book's message? What is the book's message? I hope you follow up the same steps of writing your plan or a plan for your review. You choose any book. You choose any book that you've read and write a review on the book. And you have to follow the same order. You have to mention the title of the book, the name of the author, the date when it was written, and the same like paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Please do it and take a picture of it and send it to me on the Share Edu platform, please. Alright. And the last one here, and after making a plan, please write a review you may want on some on a book that you've read, and use these words. These words are gonna help you in writing your review. Interesting, exciting, so you can say, I love the book, this story because it was so interesting and the events were so exciting, and so on. Well written, it was well written. It was written in a good way. It was scary because I love scary things. Funny, you can't put it down. Beginning, the ending. I love the beginning, the ending. Easy to read, doesn't have any difficult words, or it's written in easy language, in a simple language. It was realistic, related to our life. Happy, it has happy end, sad end, and so on, full of adventure. You can use these words and expression to help you writing a review. Alright, please write a review and send it to me on the Share Edu platform. And please, before I leave you, I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. I'll be waiting for your comments, and please check. Don't forget to check your homework and electronic homework. I'll be there for you. Thank you. Until we meet again, stay safe. Thank you and goodbye.